My best friend is losing his battle with addiction, and to be honest, I don't care. I know the title sounds awful, but let me provide a little bit of background. My best friend, we'll call him A, has been my best friend since we were in grade school. We're now 36 and 37. For our younger years and even all the way through high school, and for years after we were inseparable. We worked the same jobs, got apartments right next to each other. His family is my family, we had the same interests, same taste in girls, same recreational choices. Literally exact mirrors of each other. Until he met a guy that didn't fit our regular group. We'll refer to this guy as S. At first I figured this was a person who would disappear as fast as he came up, and for me, he did. But for A, he continued to text and set up times to meet up at bars and go out. I didn't care, I personally didn't like the guy, but if it was being a friend to him then whatever, it truly did not affect me. Until it did, in the most unfortunate way. A started missing work, started not coming home for days at a time. I knew because he was my next door neighbor. Family members showed up at his apartment, then would knock on my door because they haven't heard from him in a while. Unfortunately neither had I. His car wasn't there for days at a time, and when he would finally come home he would say stuff like, "Oh, me and S were out camping in the mountains, and doing plumbing work for the people who have cabins." At first I took his word for what it was. Until he lost his job because of these mountain camping trips. After he lost his job he came home and asked me if I could make some dinner because he was broke and didn't have the cash to buy any food. No problem bro, come on over. The knock on the door sounded different. It was a guy who had heavy hands, strong hands. Dude was able to crush a walnut shell in his bare hands, no joke. When I answered the door I immediately noticed he was different. He was thin, like scary thin. This was the beginning of his addiction journey. His drug of choice was introduced as Suboxone. He struggled hard with it for years. And I was always the friend that supported him through everything, never enabling, but always there for him when he needed it. It's been 13 years. Off and on, 13 years of his addiction to heroin. I was sober for 6 years, then he becomes extremely distant again. We all knew it was happening again. Then last year he was arrested and spent 4 months in jail, then 5 months in a rehabilitation facility. When he got out of rehab he called me on the way home, told me he was excited to be out and continue with his recovery, therapy sessions, finding a new job, getting away from everyone that was part of his addiction. Especially leaving his GF who enabled him during his addiction. I know I cannot blame his addiction on her, but damn it she didn't help one little bit. I was excited for him. Happy for him to be on his own, to discover who he himself was, by himself. Everything sounded so good. I was relieved to know he's been sober for at least 9 months. He has court-ordered therapy to continue his addiction recovery. He still has to go see his parole officer from being on probation. I was happy to know he's had structured court-ordered tasks he needed to do. For the first time in 13 years I had hope for him. S had died from an overdose so that person wasn't around anymore, things were looking up. Later that night, the night he got out of rehab he called me to ask me to come out to the bar. "You're at the fucking bar? Please tell me you aren't drinking," was my response, but he was there, with his GF, and he was drunk. I hung up the phone because I was mad about it. The next day I called him and asked him why he wanted to throw away almost a year of sobriety. To which he replied that him and GF discussed their situation, decided to stay together and went to the bar to celebrate him being home, and their new outlook on their relationship. This was last June, 10 months ago. Now I get messages and phone calls from people I haven't spoken to in years. All asking, "Hey, is it alright?" He just hit me up for $40 saying he needed to cover his water bill or his water will be shut off. It's always a utility bill. He lives in a house his mom owns, and she pays all the bills. Don't even get me started on the feelings I have toward her and the fact she has given him so much money over the years, only enabling him. He hasn't started ghosting me yet, but that's because I haven't called him out on anything yet. And I know as soon as I do, he will disappear from my circle entirely. I'm literally trying to mentally prepare myself for the day I get a phone call telling me that he is dead. I've distanced myself from him, because at this point I've lost any amount of caring empathy I ever had. I've written him off. I don't answer his calls or texts now, but he's still one of the most important people in my life. I just can't allow myself to get close again, because it never ends good. IDK. I just needed to vent. I'm sure when the time comes, I will feel a self-guilt thing, because I'm done helping him. I'm done with his pos GF. I'm done with his mother continuously enabling him. The sad part is, if and when he does die, I'm almost 100% sure that they will ask me to write and do a eulogy. I won't hold back. I will be honest. And I will never be looked at the same from his family.